Yeah, this sound like a movie right here. Yup. Well, fuck it. Here go the soundtrack. Nigga. Bullets of gun smoke. Dipset. They want a war, huh? Where we at?
Hello and welcome to the War Report. I'm your host Cyrus, joined by Quan from the Comeback Spot. And this is a show that goes over NXT and AEW and what was supposed to be a Wednesday night war. But it really just came out to, petty squabbles and, meaningless conversation. Yeah, Twitter beefs and stuff like that. How you doing, Quan?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
It's been a week. Just work stuff really, and nothing too big wrestling wise, and that's why this week for In the Trenches there isn't any news this week or any pressing news in my opinion. A report just came out that New Japan is finally going to have like an app on like the Roku sticks or whatever. Bring it over to Fire Sticks and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be like a Roku thing, but yeah, that's kind of like one of the biggest stories that isn't technically on the show. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble. So how'd you feel about the Royal Rumble?
I like the show. It was enjoyable. I feel like every year the Rumble really can't go wrong. I guess both Rumble winners, right? Because I'm that guy.
Perfect.
And, I'm happy Drew won because we didn't need Goldberg with that belt.
Everybody was so worried.
So niggas was so sure that Goldberg was gonna win. I'm like, why do y'all think that?
Everybody was so sure Goldberg was gonna win, The Fiend was gonna win, Alexa Bliss was gonna win, hashtag knowing Vince, everything was gonna go wrong at the Rumble. And it's kind of just ridiculous.
Oh my God! That's Kenta!
Yes, it is.
Kenta! What the hell is he doing here? Kenta! Oh, go to sleep on Moxley! Kenta's the man with the briefcase! He's the man with the rights to challenge Jon Moxley for his IWGP US Heavyweight Championship!
Yeah, man. It's a bunch of nonsense. I mean, like, the way they pushed Drew McIntyre, there was no way he was going out to Goldberg.
Yeah, and similar to like the Street Profits, how like they have been champions for a really long time. Now it's like that time to start getting like consecutive reigns.
Yep.
But like Drew is technically on his second reign. Like that lose the title and then get it back. That already happened with Randy Orton. So like he's a two-time WWE champion now. So like we don't really need the whole Goldberg thing going on. Also, like Raw is barren as hell. So the last thing that they really need is Goldberg as champion.
I mean, he ain't gonna be there, so
yeah. And then I would say one of the weirdest things at the Rumble is Kevin Owens losing. Not a fan of that.
He should have won a month ago. I don't understand.
Honestly,
they could have easily just gave KO the belt and have Roman win it back at the Rumble.
Yeah,
it could have been that easy.
And like, if he were to win this Rumble or whatever, he could have won it back at like Fastlane or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Like that promo from the SmackDown leading the Go Home show on SmackDown was one of the best Kevin Owens promos that I've ever seen in my life. Like it was some really like heavy like topics that was going on, and you felt like that determination in that fire. And then there was just like he let it all out, and then it just like went to shit. And then everybody's like, the finish where Heyman was just like, oh shit, I can't get it off, my fault. I think that was God saying, "Yo, let KO take this, bro."
They should have called the audible.
Should have just called the audible and then just like get it back at Fastlane. Also, I would have just had like bolt cutters. You feel me? That would have been
the fact that they didn't have bolt cutters on hand.
That would have been
happened.
That would have been the easy way out.
Yeah, bro.
But anything else on the Rumble?
Shout out to Bianca. Shout out to Edge. I'm not mad at either of those picks for the winner.
Yeah. And shout out to all the NXT people that represented. I know the Women's Rumble had like all the NXT women, and it kind of shows that they should be calling people up.
For sure.
And I believe it was only Damian Priest that went up, right? For the men's.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think all the other surprises were just like
Legends.
Old, legends. I'm gonna call them old people. That's not nice.
Carlito's not that old.
That's not nice. Carlito looked great. That man is.
Yeah, I would say Kane is a wasted spot. That definitely should have been Aleister Black. I don't know what the hell Aleister Black is doing right now, but Kane should not have been the one to take his spot right there. At least let it be Shane McMahon.
Shane, Jesus Christ.
That would have been hard.
If Shane came out, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't even be mad.
Hey man, he got a fight to get Raw Underground back. But that's it for In the Trenches. We're gonna get into AEW. There's two big things that I'd like to talk about for AEW, and I would say a lot of it's not really AEW related. The women's tournament, I would say the Japan side of that bracket definitely turn everybody's ears up for what would I say? It turned a lot of people's ears on for a lot of the Joshi wrestlers that will be coming into AEW, and I'm excited for it. I know a lot of people. I know 5 of the 8 people that are on the women's the Japanese side, and I'm curious, how is this gonna work? How is this gonna be filmed? Because if this is gonna be like the last women's tournament, then we kind of have an issue, because AEW kind of pulled all the stops to get all these amazing women on the show, and hype people up, and then it's on like 1:30 on YouTube,
1:30 on a Tuesday on YouTube. Everybody's at work. I'm interested because they said that the Japanese workers are going to be working in Japan. So how do they show that on Dynamite? Would that mean that the crowd just sitting there watching on the screen?
I definitely think if AEW does not put any of those women on national television, I think they royally fucked up, and they truly don't care about women's wrestling. Like that's the bottom line. Like you cannot get Aja Kong, who else is on the bracket? Asuka, aka Veni.
My girl Yuka Sakazaka.
Yeah, which I don't know if you saw the Tokyo Princess show that was like going around, but she turned me into a fan. She's heat.
I liked her when she first came to AEW. I was rocking with her when she first came, when they were a couple of Joshi girls that had come through. But I'll tell you what, right now, you already know my pick.
Oh, Lord.
Maki Ito.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you, look, all she had to tell me is she said, "I am the god of love and piss." I said, you know what? That's my girl. That's my girl right there. I didn't even see that wrestle yet. I don't need to.
Everybody else was like kind of just doing like, hey, like this is my resume, and she was just like, hello, motherfuckers. Like she is well known. I would say that she is like sort of well known to a lot of people in. I would say a lot of people that know AEW for the most part, like those diehards. So I definitely think her not being on national television is going to be a true issue. And also, like, her English is really good.
It seems like it. Yeah, it seems like it from her tweets.
So I don't want to hear any, weird bigoted excuses that like, oh no, you can't put her on TV because she don't know English, blah, blah, this and that. So we were talking to each other about it yesterday, and we were just like, okay, are they just going to have people look at a screen while like, the Joshi girls are on? And I'm just like, yeah.
I can't. I mean, unless they plan on taping Dynamite and only televising 90 minutes of it, and then the other 30 they might have like a dark match live, but we get to watch the Japan side of the bracket. That's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, I'd be okay with that. And honestly, like, if they want to accommodate the people that are like at the live audience or whatever, motherfucker, you better just appreciate what you're seeing on the screen, man. You're at an AEW show during a pandemic. Then I don't really feel for the people that are there during a pandemic and they just stare at a screen for like, I guess, like 15, 20 minutes. Even if they even give those the women that much time, you know?
I'd hope so. I will give them credit. This week they gave some time to who's the women that wrestled?
Britt Baker and
Thunder Rosa. Yes,
I mean,
they actually gave them some time.
They didn't really have much else on the show.
They really didn't. It was a very barren show.
So I'm really excited for the women's tournament. I'm not even gonna lie. The American side, like I'm not even gonna trip off that, honestly. Like it is what it is. Like I'm glad
it's just the girls they got available. That's all it really is.
Yeah, like I do like Anna Jay. I do like Thunder Rosa. So hopefully one of them take it, because I would love to see Thunder Rosa with any of those people that are on that tournament, you know?
Oh, that'd be it. That'd go crazy.
And I highly doubt that Tony Khan paid for eight tickets to Tulum, Mexico, and coming back. And you know what's funny? After that episode went live, we called it Tulum, Mexico. I went on Instagram and I saw Teconti in Tulum, Mexico.
She thinks she went down there for?
She went down there to get COVID, so she might not even make it through the tournament. So we'll see how that goes. And then for the next big topic, Kenta shows up at AEW. Is this
the implications?
Is this the olive branch, or is New Japan just trying to get the angle over because, you know, they just have to at this point?
The forbidden door has been opened, Cyrus. I told you the implications are astronomical. What could happen? Anything can happen, Cyrus. We just opened the door.
Any door that is open could be shut. That's my response to the forbidden door being open.
Forbidden door is open and not closing no more. Tony Khan, you know what I mean? Look what he did. Only he.
Only he could do. Honestly, how I really feel about it, and it was summed up in a tweet. I'll probably retweet it later, but I definitely think that New Japan was just like, fuck it, we'll bite the bullet. Kenta lives in Orlando. Jacksonville is like 2 hours away. Let's just get it cracking so we can kind of just like get this feud going.
Get it over with, yeah.
Because Kenta's like, you know, whole thing has been put on ice since last summer, waiting for Moxley to pull up. So I definitely think that they were just like, we need to get this going. And if him showing up at AEW is a means to an end to do this, then so be it. And I know we all see the tweets, we all see the articles of, you know, the Bullet Club in Japan taking shots at the Bucks or whatever.
Yeah, it's all cap.
It's all cap. Don't get worked. And my problem with this is, does this forbidden door, does it open for your Okadas, Ibushis, Tanahashis, you know, does it open a door for them, or does it just open a door for your Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale's, your Guerrilla Destinies? You know, like, is this just going to be an international, you know, Bullet Club Civil War, or is this actually going to be a partnership with New Japan, and then you actually see a lot of those talent come on the show?
I think that if all, you know, parties are happy, I think that maybe next year we'll get to those kind of Okadas, Tanahashis kind of coming through. I just don't see that this year. I don't think it's necessary this year with everything that's going on, worth even risking it, bringing them out here or them coming out here. It seems like just too much of a process too. I mean, I don't know the process of how they're doing it. I guess they're just sending them to Mexico and then
send them to Orlando.
Coming to Orlando, but I can see it but for now, yeah, it's probably just gonna be some kind of Bullet Club infighting type deal. But just for now, I mean, they got the Good Brothers involved, so it seems like all parties kind of.
Yeah. I like. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer to a lot of the people that are just like, oh my God, like the door is open, but we have to look at what the door is like, who's walking through that door, and I think we're just gonna get another Bullet Club Civil War thing, and this is like the fourth one in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like how many times are we gonna rehash this angle? And how many times are we gonna rehash this angle? Because it's never been hot
ever. That's the last time it happened was kind of the point where I was over Bullet Club, when even with the Bullet Club Japan versus Elite, the Bullet Club is fine, Cody Rhodes stuff, I was like, okay, I'm over it.
Like Cody wants to fight Kenny for Bullet Club ownership, but then the people in Japan are just like, I don't really like who y'all niggas not the leader, y'all crackers not the leader of me, what the fuck?
What y'all talking about over it?
Yeah. I would say, like, I feel like it should. Also, they were alluding to it before Adam Cole got signed to WWE. I remember that day. It was, I think it was like at Glory Rising or Rising Glory, one of the ROH New Japan shows, joint shows, and I remember Adam Cole and Kenny Omega just button heads, and honestly, I thought that would have been it. But instead, we got Kenny and Cody. But with that said, the door is open, but let's be wary of what comes through that door.
I'm optimistic. I'll be honest. I am optimistic. I think this is really good for AEW and New Japan both. But my only concern is that, you see it a lot for WWE main roster, but like, are these spots from the New Japan guys that going to hold other people back? There are some of their own homegrown talent. You know what I mean?
I feel, they're already holding people back with the talent that they already have. Whenever they bring somebody new in, that takes up a spot from somebody. Like Pac is Pac is back. Think about all the people that set back. Matt Hardy being there. Think of all the people that got set back for that. Jericho. We'll talk about that. So whenever they bring somebody in, there's always going to be a setback. And honestly, I'm just worried about, like, I can't really say I'm optimistic, because I can see that just from everything, from everything that happened within like that hour, was like, oh, this is just going to be a Bullet Club Civil War thing. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not optimistic at all. But with that said, we're going to go into quick hits here. And honestly, bruh, I gotta take a knee, bruh. AEW, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Why is it MJF and Jericho versus the Bucks at Revolution? Why? Why?
Oh man, I guess they draw. I don't know.
What do we?
I don't understand. I don't. Well,
I feel like the only thing that can truly make this work is, some fantasy booking that would make this like slightly more interesting than not at all, is now that the Forbidden Door is open, Guerrillas of Destiny cost them the tag titles. Because it can't be Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows now, since it kind of seems like they're on their side. So if Guerrillas of Destiny comes up and costs them the title, let that be it. And if it takes away, or takes eyes off MJF getting his first title win in AEW, so fucking be it. Because that is that creates a lot more buzz than MJF winning the tag titles with Chris Jericho.
Plus, MJF is young. He'll have plenty of opportunities to get. I'm sure he will be a multi-time AEW champion before his time is up. How old is he? Like 28?
24. I believe me and him are the same age.
24.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, he's 24.
Yeah, me and him are the same age.
Yeah, so he's got plenty of time.
Yeah, but let that be the angle, because this match is not going to be good in the slightest.
Look, I know people love Jericho or whatever, but he don't got it no more, man. I'm sorry.
He really
when
don't.
When it comes to a big match, he hasn't satisfied me. In any of the big pay-per-view matches he's had so far, they've all been pretty mid.
I will say,
even the
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was it. That's all I had.
Oh,
he was mid.
I would say the match that impressed, the big match, the last big match that Jericho had that kind of impressed me was the match with Orange Cassidy. The second match, the second one, not the Mimosa one.
I was about to say that Mimosa one was ugh.
The Mimosa one was terrible. The feud didn't even need to really go that long, honestly. Yeah. And that's the cost of Jericho. Everything just goes well. Also AEW in general, where things just go on for too long. So I can appreciate Sammy Guevara saying none of us are eating since you added MJF into the fold. I really appreciate that. So if this starts to be the destruction of the inner circle, so be it.
It seems that way. I'm
happen.
interested what happens with it seems like over the last few months now, MJF's been kind of low key plotting on, I don't know, maybe a takeover of the group or something like that. It seems like the way the segment ended last night with and talking to the rest of the gang outside of Sammy and Jericho. Mm-hmm. It seems interesting. He seems like he's been buttering up to Pride and Powerful too. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Which is weird, because it's just like, what are you gonna do with Pride and Powerful? Still in your stable, And then if you I don't see any reason of anybody being cut off of the inner circle rather than the inner circle just imploding due to MJF's involvement.
Which I think that's what it's gonna be.
Okay, I honestly that kind of makes more sense to me, because it's just like, all right, how do you pick and choose who stays when MJF never really had a problem with Jake Hager? The Pride and Powerful kind of likes him now, but they probably really shouldn't. And then Sammy Guevara seems to be the odd man out, but if this is the way to get him out of the inner circle, I would have went with the Matt Hardy story instead from last fall. No, last summer or fall.
Whatever that, I don't even know. It's all blue. Yeah, hey, I'll tell you what about inner circle. Free my guy Wardlow, bro. Free Wardlow.
Free Wardlow. Free Pride and Powerful, and also he's not a part of it, but we'll transition by saying free Hangman Page.
Free my guy.
Free him from the promotion, please. Cause I don't know how you go from one of the hottest dudes in the tag team being part of the top 10 in the PWI list of tag team, I believe. Or singles wrestlers, I'm not sure. But he was on top of the world when he was drunk man. And now all he does is slum it up with bums. This nigga was wrestling Serpentico and Luther. Last year around this time, he was about to get some fucking gold. He was doing something. Free my guy, bro. Put him in the PC, bro.
Guys, hey.
Put him in the PC, bro.
Hey. Yeah, he's cooled down a lot, man. It's unfortunate. He was definitely one of the guys that I would look forward to around this same time last year. He was one of the guys, him and Kenny. I loved all their tag matches. I think they had some of it was definitely Hangman's best work that I have seen from him. Mm-hmm. Outside of I think he had a really good G1 one year, but it is what it is. My memory's kind of shit. But he's cooled down. I hope I hope he gets away from Matt Hardy. I hope this Matt Hardy thing isn't something that lasts for months. I don't need that.
AEW booking is insane, bro. How do you have him turn down possibly one of the most beloved factions in AEW, and then he and then probably like agrees to like working with Matt Hardy. Like, think about that.
I'll throw up, bro. I'm not gonna say the I don't watch like Being the Elite and shit, so I don't know like where that story's at, but I'd have to imagine we're not done with the Hangman Dark Order thing. I'd hope not.
Being the Elite being canon is so insane.
I'm not watching that shit.
And if you disagree with that, check Being the Elite's numbers. Check those YouTube numbers and tell me how many people are watching that versus how many people are watching like Dynamite, the ratings and stuff like that. Like, nobody's watching Being the Elite, bro. But yeah, free Hangman Page. And I would say, just to end this off, they spent all that time to finally getting him over. And then now he's just slumming it with bums like Luther. What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Insanity. And then Shaq, Jade Cargill versus Cody and Red Velvet will be happening on March 3rd. God bless to all parties involved. Cody has a lot of work to do.
Cody got a lot of work to do on this one.
Hopefully, he has to pull out all the smoke and mirrors.
I will say this. No disrespect to Brandy Rhodes, but Red Velvet's probably an upgrade. So,
absolutely.
At least we got that going.
Red Velvet. I'd like to say shout outs to her for improving a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
You're really seeing like it's kind of crazy that like soon as like Brandy Rhodes kind of like steps off TV, she really stepped up and then like kind of just came into her own. Like, that promo that she had last week, we didn't really talk about it, but it was like really good stuff. Like it's really good to see her come into her own. So good for her. Jade Cargill, I haven't seen her wrestle at all.
Has she wrestled at all?
No.
Has she had a match?
No. So swim good to all the parties involved.
I hope she proves us wrong and she really like is like a Ronda Rousey moment where like, oh yeah, she's a natural at this. I mean, she's clearly an athlete.
Yeah, clearly athletic.
She has the look. She don't even really got to do much, low key, because she's mad tall. She can play the real quote unquote big man style. Don't have to take a lot of bumps. Throw Red Velvet around.
Hopefully that's the case, and she doesn't try to do like any high flying or anything like that. If this is like possibly like, if this is like one of her first matches at AEW and she's going against Red Velvet, just muscle her like you did at like have you done to her before?
Yeah.
Just keep it straight and simple like that. And then Shaq, do your thing, bruh.
To be fair, Shaq, at least Shaq's been in the ring before. Even for brief moments. He's done something, so he gets it.
Yeah. I guess. Sure.
I'm just saying.
Also, I said March 3rd, but I think it's actually on the Dynamite before that, because All-Star Weekend.
You sure? I believe it's March 3rd, because I remember on a little promo that Shaq even said he was like, let's do it in March. I'm pretty sure it's March 3rd.
Yeah, I saw on the AEW that it is March 3rd, but isn't Revolution March 3rd?
No, I think Revolution's March. We should know these things. Let's say. I believe Revolution is March 6th, I think.
They barely talk about the date.
Or March 7th. I'm sorry, March 7th.
Okay, so yeah, it will be March 3rd. That it is what it is. He was gonna wrestle. He was gonna be at WrestleMania, and now he's wrestling on a random Dynamite. We don't do a lot.
I'll tell you, if they don't hit a milli that week, we got something to talk about. We got something to talk about. If they don't hit a milli that week.
We don't do a lot of ratings talk, but we're gonna. If the
we have a ratings talk. If that happens,
yes.
if they have Shaq on the show and do 750, we're talking about it.
No, okay. Let's be unbiased. Let's talk about the ratings in general. when Shaq gets on, let's not just talk about it when it's bad. But to end off quick hits, Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford's wedding. Yeah.
I think that was a shoot wedding, bro. I think that was like legit.
Yes.
I think they actually just got married in the ring.
Yes, that
was a shoot.
That is a shoot wedding.
That's fire. I'm not even mad at that. That's fire.
No, that's not fire. That's not fire. That's not fire.
Fire.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
come on.
Being married amongst 1,000 or 1,000, 75 strangers in Daly's Palace instead of being amongst your family and friends. That's not heat.
Pro wrestlers don't have families. Look, I don't care about their families. Look, let me tell you something. That's the most pro wrestling thing you could possibly do. Like, fuck it, we're just gonna do it in the ring, and we'll make an angle out of it. If I was a wrestler, that's how I wanted my wedding to be. You gotta live that shit.
No,
live the gimmick.
Hey man, I'm sorry.
If you want to be a star, live the gimmick. Look at Hulk Hogan. Look what it did for him.
Shout outs to Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian for getting legit shoot married, have a happy marriage and all that. But having your official real ceremony on Dynamite screams to me that your pockets are pretty light.
Oh, you say Tony Khan paid for the whole wedding?
You let that man pay for your wedding to do it in front of 75 strangers in Daly's Palace instead of your family and friends.
Crazy.
That's pretty crazy, bro.
That does suck too, because Kip from overseas too, so his family wasn't even.
I'm praying in the future that they can have a legit for real wedding once this whole thing is over.
Yeah, I believe Kip Sabian said that. I think he said it's going to be a shoot in the ring, but they're actually going to have a real ceremony. When,
okay. Then perfect, because that's not how I want my ceremony to go. I'm sorry, but with that said, that is AEW. Pretty barren show outside of the two big angles being the women's stuff.
Oh, we did. Well, I would also like to point out before we switch over to NXT, I did enjoy the main event. It was very. It was very early 2010s PWG, and I appreciate that.
The reason why I didn't put the official main event on there is because Kenta showed up, and that was legit the hotter thing. Even though once he showed up, nobody was talking about how great Phoenix did on that. Nobody was talking about how great Pac looked in that.
Yeah.
Kenny and Carl Anderson, they really came through as well. John Moxley as well. I think the stinker in that is Luke Gallows, but everybody else did fine.
No, it was a great match.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen that, I would suggest go out of your way to watch that one. If anything, on that show.
Mm-hmm. And then Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker was okay.
Yeah, it was a strong women's match.
Yeah, and that's it. And now let's officially transition over to NXT.
See, for years, I watched this show as a fan, just like everybody else. But you know what I always saw? Passion. Hunger. I see fire in eyes. But what people don't know, and what I'm about to tell you, is that this show, this place, helped me find my passion.
Okay. I just wanted to start out with this one first because everybody else listening right now, get really close. Turn me up real quick. I don't think niggas watching the show, bro. I don't think people are watching the show because when Karrion Kross was in the ring, standing across from Santos Escobar, everybody was tweeting, "Why is Karrion Kross going for the Cruiserweight Championship?" Yeah, are y'all motherfuckers watching the show? Karrion Kross has mentioned that Cruiserweight title 0 times. Has mentioned the NXT title several times. And I know, it's been a minute since it's happened. It was at the last big show, but I don't know if you remember the last dude that said, "Yo, Karrion Kross just keeps letting his shawty do all the talking for him." Karrion Kross hawked him that night.
It got ugly quick.
It got very ugly very fast. I thought it was going to happen the next week. He pulled up that night. So Santos Escobar 2 weeks ago was talking that shit to not only Karrion Kross, but also to Undisputed Era, Finn Balor.
Yep.
Karrion Kross, and I believe he said some slick shit about Pete Dunne as well. I'll have to watch it back. But he was talking to a lot of people that weren't in the cruiserweight division. And the reason why I have been so adamant about him not being that is because he's literally being pigeonholed. And that promo got him his way out. And now he'll be wrestling Karrion Kross at some point in time. I don't think it's going to happen at Vengeance Day.
No, Vengeance is booked already because they're going to have the two Dusty Road
the 5 matches are already put together.
Yes. So that's why I was kind of shocked, honestly, that Curse Stallion didn't win the belt on the show, because I figured, okay, this is a good way to get
him out of it.
Escobar out of the cruiserweight division and start working the heavyweights. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Santos Escobar ain't no damn 205 pounds.
All right,
he ain't no damn 205. You know damn well that man at least 220.
It's crazy. It's really funny. I think like every cruiserweight champion, we look at him and be like, that motherfucker not 205.
Well, the last real champ they had under 205 was like Tozawa. Let's keep it a stack.
Yeah, Tony Nese, bro, step on a scale for me, bro.
250 minimum.
Yeah. Who else? When Buddy Murphy had it, step on a scale for me, boss.
Yeah. Come on. Now they trying to. You saw NXT UK. They trying to fudge Trent Seven, talking about to lose 30 pounds. Yeah, okay.
Oh, that is too funny.
Okay.
He said, "Yeah, he about to get on the Pete Dunne quarantine diet.
The Pete Dunne diet.
Yo,
hey.
That man came back swole as fuck,
lean.
But yeah, honestly, Curse Stallion not getting it, I understand. Because Curse Stallion is just not that guy. I'm sorry.
You don't think so?
No, absolutely not.
Oh wow. Okay.
If anybody is gonna be that dude in the cruiserweight division, sorry. I'm not gonna add a bleep, but it's gonna be Jordan Devlin.
Ooh.
Baba Viva. Yeah, sorry, fellas. I said the name, man.
The forbidden name.
Yeah, and I was talking to Justin earlier today, and he was just like, we have to remember, Santos Escobar was not supposed to be cruiserweight champion. Like he's like the interim. Like he was supposed to be like, he's like he said he's a COVID champ, and he just really exceeded all expectations. And honestly, NXT UK just didn't seem like it was coming back anytime soon. So they just dropped the interim thing.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that was for the best. And I think Santos Escobar keeping the title looks good because he gets to keep his momentum. And then like he's at the top of the division, and then he's so far up top that he just like has to like go and branch out and like kind of like prove himself amongst these heavyweights. So
that's fair. I see where you're going with that.
Whenever the match happens, honestly, I think the match should happen March 3rd.
Going against Shaq and Cody?
Yeah, going against Shaq and Cody.
Yeah.
Because the Vengeance Day massacre. The Vengeance Day.
The Vengeance Day massacre. That's the worst name. Why did they just call it Vengeance?
No, it's called Vengeance Day. Everybody wanted the same wanted the Valentine's massacre thing. But it's not.
I'm not even mad about it. I'm mad at called Vengeance Day. Why not just call it? It's been called Vengeance this whole time. They use the same logo as the old Vengeance.
Yeah, because the old Vengeance, I think that's why they
Vengeance. Do. Why? I don't. They did all the other old shit. What difference does it make?
Yeah.
It doesn't roll off the tongue for me. I'm not feeling it. I'm calling it Vengeance.
I think it's just to do the Valentine's Day thing, honestly. But yeah, I think NXT Takeover Vengeance would have been hard. But with that said, let's just talk about the card. We have the two Dusty Classic finals. I think it will be for the men. It will be between Ogata del Fantasma and MSK, and then Tommaso Ciampa versus Grizzled Young Vets, and then we'll see who comes out on top on that. I'm seeing that MSK might take it.
Hey, you know what?
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at that either.
I know I said what I said, but please don't take that as hate. I just wanted the platform to be a little bigger. But if they go into Mania season as tag team champions as well, so be it. I just think the win at during that week would be hard. But with that said, I think it's going to be for the women Dusty Classic, it's going to be between Raquel Gonzalez and the winners of Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I think we know who the winners are.
I think it's fairly apparent where that's going. And I think that'll be a good match. Actually, I really think that would be a very strong match.
Yes, both Dusty Classic matches are going to be really good. So can't wait for that. And then on the show, announced on the show, Johnny Gargano versus Kushida. Fellas, tap your watches. It's time.
That time?
It's time. It's
right,
it's Kushida's time. William Regal. If he don't win, bro, I'm gonna have to make the call. And then for the women, we have Io Shirai, Toni Storm, Io Shirai versus Toni Storm versus Mercedes Martinez in a triple threat for the women's for the women's title. Let's hope either Io or Storm take it. Honestly,
hey, whoa, relax. You know how I feel about Mercedes. Let her hold that.
Honestly, they all seem like real viable contenders.
Do you think it's time for Io to drop the belt? It's been a while.
Yes, if you winced at me saying it's time for Io to lose the belt, I think it's sorely because Io should kind of just leave while she's on the top. Let Toni Storm take it, and then Io Shirai could possibly go. I don't think Io Shirai should truly be wasting time on NXT anymore. Honestly, if she loses the title, we get a champion that's on the show more. Sorry, Io Shirai is just not on the show. And I sometimes, when she's on the show, I'd be like, oh shit, she's here. I guess, and then she's and she hasn't really had a match on TV in a really long time. So I think if we do get a Toni Storm or Mercedes Martinez, we get that more. So let her drop it. I know her not being on TV all the time makes her kind of like an attraction, but when she does show up, she doesn't really do shit. Like this week, all she did was interrupt a match between Jessica May and Toni Storm.
Yeah, let my girl Jessica May do a fucking wrestling move, please. Let her do something. It's the second week in a row they did this to her. Let her do something.
Yeah, give her. I think she's on the wrong brand. I'm sorry. It should. I think she should have saw what was happening with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Was just I think I need to go that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to see Rob Stone back on the show. It sucks that I became a fan of the Rob Stone brand, and they started using them way less.
Way less.
It's very unfortunate. But
speaking of coming back, Cameron Grimes.
Oh yes, Cameron Grimes will be returning. I don't know what they're gonna have him do. So good luck.
Yeah, everything seems to be so locked up now. I mean, the shit with him and Loomis seemed to be over. So
where
did they go from there?
The Loomis thing is over, and Loomis has transitioned to Austin Theory. And I don't know. I think Kushida. I think he might be a contender for Kushida if he takes it. And they just have to warm him up. Prior. But if he comes back and they give him Bronson Reed, he's cooked. Because Bronson Reed definitely is. They've been hating him a lot more, and I think it would be really, really weird for them to just bring Cameron Grimes back and just extinguish that fire.
Yeah.
So, good luck to him. And then for the last one, the same. I keep saying because I want it to be the same Valentine's Massacre, honestly, because I think that name's hard. But for Vengeance Day, it's going to be Finn Balor and Pete Dunne for the NXT title, and Edge, who showed up on NXT and did a really, really good promo, says he has his eye on NXT, on the NXT title, which I think is big cap, but that's okay.
That's big cap. I'm like, that's definitely cap. I mean, we already know what these two men are capable of. That's gonna be a banger.
Mhm.
Over under 35 minutes.
Oh yeah, maximum violence. Somebody's getting injured, most likely Balor. Um, I think that match is gonna be a number.
I need an over under. They going 35 at least minimum.
I think nah. I think it might be. I think it might be shorter than the Kyle matches due to the Dusty Classic Finals matches.
That's true.
I feel like those matches are going to go a lot longer. So possibly like 25 minutes for that match.
How surreal was it seeing Edge in the Capitol Wrestling Center? I thought that was so. I'd never heard that loud before. I don't know if they pumped the volume up a little bit on there.
Nah, they was hype to see Edge.
It was loud as hell in there. You could barely hear this homeboy's name, not Tom. What
Oh, Vic Joseph. Yeah.
A white man. I think that was that.
Vic Joseph. Shout out to Wade Barrett for getting his American citizenship.
Shout out to Barrett.
I think the Edge segment was really great. The smoke, the fog machines in the Capitol Wrestling Center was coughing up. It was just like, damn, we never produced this much smoke before. And I think that him saying that he wanted his eye, like he has his eye on the NXT championship is cap, but he definitely put NXT over a lot, which I think like people truly need to like pay attention to that. Like, or just acknowledge that he like put over NXT a lot. He says like NXT is what brought his passion back and want to like try to come back and wrestle again.
I believe that. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do believe that.
That's absolutely huge. And I don't know if you listen to the ENC pod of awesomeness. I miss that pod a lot, but they love NXT.
Yeah.
Him and Christian love NXT. I remember Edge talking very positively of like the North American ladder match that happened at NOLA.
So the cursed ladder match.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Oh fuck. It is cursed. But hey man, that match is a classic fight.
That match is a banger.
You know, I'm sorry, people. The match is classic. But yeah. Edge, you know, I know he's a big fan of Pete Dunne, so him like saying that to Pete Dunne is huge, even though Pete Dunne gave his usual reaction, but I know in his heart that's huge to be like for Edge to be a big fan of him, like that has to be worth something to him. Like the shrug was capped. I guess people expected him to work on NXT. I didn't think that was going to be the case. But he put over NXT huge, and I think that's more than him working, you know, with whoever the fuck.
A little off topic, but I am happy to hear that he said he's not just going to be on some part-time shit. Edge is really putting his working boots on. He said he wants to work. So I do appreciate that. I feel like he missed so much time and he's really itching to get back in the ring. So you know what? I'm going to say never on. He might end up working a couple of NXT shows. I don't think it's out of the realm. Honestly.
If they're just like, you know, well, NXT will have to like clear out a little bit to make room for Edge.
It doesn't even have to be on it could be like when Sasha and Bayley showed up for a couple of weeks.
Oh no, like I still feel like it needs to like move just move a bit, because with the Bronson Reed stuff, the way you know, Finn Balor and Pete, Santos and Karrion, like that's like 4 things already. Like you have to like make some room. And then you also have like the tag team stuff that's so yeah, possibly after Vengeance Day, we can, you know, start like just clear some room, like possibly clear out like 2 men's feuds for Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least like, you know, not like dismantle or like, you know, don't have like 2 feuds, but like just make that time on the show so like Edge can go long, because I know he wants to like really work with these NXT.
Yeah, he wants to work. Yeah.
I know I remember listening way back, like he is a big fan of like a lot of the people on NXT. I'm not sure about this new crop of talent because they don't do the pod anymore when this new talent came in, but you saw the love that he showed to Damian Priest. You showed the love that he showed to Bronson Reed. I think I don't know his thoughts on Karrion, but he did the segment with Karrion, so he possibly like fuss with Karrion. So he loves everybody on NXT, so we'll see how it goes in the future. But I would be surprised if he works a lot in NXT or shows up in general, honestly.
I mean, low-key, he probably was there a lot anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Just to begin with, because his wife's there. So I don't, I mean, it's not out of the realm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility. So we'll see. Send us your Edge Dream matches. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Edge and Thatcher for me. That's gonna be heat.
That might go crazy. I'm trying to think. I would love Edge Gargano. Like, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. And if they do, if they do that match, I guess like NXT could have one of their like super shows, and then just have Edge main event. I think that'd be hard.
Yeah.
And that would just like give Balor some time off, or so he doesn't have to wrestle weekly.
Yeah.
And then with that said, we're gonna finally transition into the Dusty Classic stuff. No surprise, Shotzi Blackheart and Amber Moon defeat Maria Shafir and Zoe Stark. How do you feel about Zoe Stark?
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Every time I watch these damn 205 live shows, I forget what happened. It's great. I went out of my way and watched the match. I don't remember anything that happened in that match at all. I'm keeping it a stack with you.
I'm gonna keep it really real with you. I don't either. And I kind of like watching the match. I kind of knew who was already going to win, just like all the first round matches, except like Team Ninja, which we'll talk about in a second. So I knew they were gonna win, so I just really focused on Zoe Stark, and I would just say that out of the 3 new women that showed up during this tournament, Zoe Stark is definitely my favorite out of the 3. You can see like her and Maria Shafir, they work a very similar style. I do like Maria Shafir. I think she's really good. They should definitely have her on the show more. I don't know where you slot her, but her, Gigi Doll, and Zoe Stark should definitely be like on the. I think when the new crop of women come through, they should definitely be on there. Because
do you think that Maria Shafir ended up being one of the casualties of the Paul Heyman kind of losing his job deal? Because it looked like they were about to call her up with the whole Raw Underground thing. Was Heyman already gone by then?
I believe so. By the time Raw Underground came, yes. I
think Heyman was already gone. It was just weird because like they brought her on TV, they had her beat up everybody, and then we never saw her again.
I think what actually. Well, I think that whatever like the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen thing, I don't think that was ever truly in the cards, honestly.
Never. Those girls weren't ready.
Yeah, Maria Shafir and Jessamine Duke weren't ready, and we can clearly see now that Jessamine Duke is content creator now. Like she's full on content creator. So I truly don't think that was ever in the cards. I think it was just nice to throw out into the world. Yeah. Also, them niggas ain't friends, man. Hey, fellas. Have you ever seen Shayna Baszler and Maria Shafir in the same room, not on TV?
Shayna got her own little crew. I don't think Shayna really fuck with any of them. Low key.
Well, I guess since Jessamine Duke is sort of her roommate, of course, like they hang out together, but like I see those two together all the time. I don't see Ronda Rousey hanging out with them. I don't see Shafir hanging out with them. Them niggas ain't real friends.
What is that house? What is that? Does everybody live there? There's like 5 people in that house, right?
No,
well,
it's 4. It's because I believe they just like stayed there while they were on the indies and stuff like that. Because I believe when they were on Shimmer, that's kind of just like when they
who's in the house?
Jessamine Duke.
Jessamine Duke.
Dakota Kai. Mia Yim, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai.
Where's Keith?
Mia Yim may have moved out, and then Dakota Kai may have taken her space. I mean, hey man, what's you? There's a couple things you do once you get signed to NXT, bro. As soon as you sign the dotted line, you get married. Yeah. You get the whip. You get the new crib. That's the top 3.
That's a Justin plan. Look what happened with him.
Yeah.
You got the new deal. He proposed to his girl. Got the new whip.
Oh shit!
Got a new puppy.
Oh, it is lining up.
You see what I'm talking about?
Hey man, this show might actually be more connected to the WWE than y'all think.
What I mean? Shoot, he might have signed a deal and didn't let nobody know yet. He might have pulled a Paul Heyman on us. Popped up on the show. We see him on the bump in a month.
Oh man, yeah, get the rest of those bump guys off there. Get Meals on there, please. But just know when you see the War Report on the Peacock,
hey,
don't ask me for nothing.
I'll talk to me nice, bro.
But yeah, I like Zoe Stark. I think she's definitely seasoned as hell. So definitely could see her a lot on NXT more. Elgato Del Fantasma beat Lucha House Party. My prayers are answered, so they make it to the finals. I like the promo that MSK had at the end. It was very goofy and fun, and that seems to be their character, so that's fine with me. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez beat Team Ninja. Casey Canizaro does the move again, and it looks worse.
I will say this, though. I'm so happy that she didn't, she gave wrestling another chance. I really think she has a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm. I said it yesterday when I was watching the show. Her athleticism is undeniable. We can, she is a Ninja Warrior winner. Like, we cannot question her skill.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the in-ring stuff, I do think she needs a lot more work. Or I guess is this like camera shy or something? Like when the lights are on, she just gets nervous or something. Yeah. Because
she missed 9 months. She was out for a minute.
Yeah, and time off is the wrestler's worst enemy.
Yeah.
I tweeted that after I also Kaden Carter kind of missed a cue, but
on the kick out? Yeah.
No, that was Dakota Kai on the kick out. But when they were doing the move off the ropes where she was kind of supposed to just bounce off of Kaden Carter's back, she came in late. That's fine. Yeah. But when she bounced back, she didn't really do a full head scissors. She kind of just did a face.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I was just that's
Dakota rolled over.
That's a high flyer fucking up a hurricanrana should not happen. So obviously it's just a miscue. It's not all on her part, but definitely need some work there. Her and Kaden Carter, and whatever that move she do, bruh, cut that, stop it. That should not fly. I know they be trying to sell it. It's not fly, bro.
You don't think it's fly? I liked it the first time, even if she did kind of land on her feet. But yeah, the second time didn't look as hot.
So the first time she did a Phoenix Senton splash, whatever joint. This time she did a Phoenix double stomp to her shoulder, to Raquel's shoulder. What is this move supposed to be? What is this move supposed to be, bro?
You make it up in the air. When you're an athlete like that, you can do that.
When you defy gravity, you just say, "Hey, yo, God, take it, bro."
Whatever happens.
Is it gonna be a double stomp or a senton this week? When you put it like that, that's kind of hard.
That's fire. See.
And to end it, to finish off the Dusty Classic stuff, we have Thatcher Ciampa defeats the Undisputed Era, to my surprise. Thatcher sacrificing himself for Ciampa. I thought that was really cool. And Tommaso Ciampa getting the pin, it works. He is a former champion. It all works out. They'll be going to the finals to fight the Grizzled Young Vets. That should be a really good match.
That's gonna go crazy, bro.
Yeah. And that is it for NXT, AEW, and the Dusty Classic stuff. Going forward, I'd say AEW, you absolutely have my eye with this women's tournament. Please have it on TV. If I wake up on a Monday and I see Total Diva episode gifts posting gifts of the tournament, bruh, I'm gonna be really tight. But we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's our show. Follow us on the A Show RNC on Twitter. Follow me at H_visibility on Twitter. The Comeback Spot. Don't ask for the real Twitter.
You can have the real Twitter, just don't talk to me about wrestling because I'm blocking you otherwise.
Oh Lord, I saw you accidentally tweet some wrestling things on that account today.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm out there.
Shows are coming. Don't. I will not elaborate. Shows are coming. And have a blessed week. Wear your mask. Stay indoors. Do not ask who Bad Bunny is. Do your own research. And enjoy the rest of your week. Okay.